Sunrise another day, wind blowing freely, spirits of the east I call to you, come and be near me, breathing through a tangled web, all the knots are in your head, in everything.
So, welcome to the Witch Wavelength, everybody. Here we are in the Treehouse, and my guest today is Sharon Sibthorpe from Malensea in Essex.
Hi guys.
Just down the road. Just down the road.
Yep.
Keep it local on your doorstep.
Dengie 100.
Yeah. So Sharon, welcome to the Treehouse.
Thank you. I always love being in here with you, of course.
I know. And we've just made some incense, so
Smells divine.
excuse us if I have to keep sort of just topping it up, because as with all incense, it's got magical properties. So all for a positive experience today. So Sharon,
Yes.
the reason I asked you to come in to the Treehouse and have a chat on camera, is because this is kind of like, you know, the witch wavelength.
Yeah.
So the witch wavelength being a magical vibration, a magical frequency, and it's not necessarily about us calling ourselves witches.
Yep.
People, sorry about that. Dogs. Oh my God. Out. Dogs, out. That's the postman. But yeah, the witch wavelength isn't necessarily about anybody who calls themselves a witch. That's not the point. It's about what's calling you.
Yeah.
You know, the magic that calls you.
Mm-hmm.
And so my first question to you would be, how do you resonate with that? How do you resonate with the witch wavelength? That magical vibration.
Gosh, how do I resonate with this magical vibration? For me, everything is energy.
Yeah.
And trying to live in the highest vibrational energy possible, which obviously is where all the magic happens, or the magic that we want to manifest, rather than the other side of magic, of our lessons and those types of experiences. And yeah, having had a massive wake-up call, as you know very well, about 4 years ago, I've just been on this path, and I'm aware of being on this path now. I never was in the past, but I am aware of it now. We're all on the path, whether we believe it or not. Yeah. And yeah, through the last 4 years, I've learned more and more about all sorts of subjects, witch magic, tarot, oracle cards, shamanic journeying, energy, vibrational energy, the laws of attraction, you know, all these, so much. And I've got to a place now where I try to live my best life in every moment, and every single one of us has the power to do that. We create our life in every thought, word and action. That is my belief. And so yeah, I resonate with with magic. Yeah, with magic
in that way. So that's how the wavelength resonates with you, Sharon.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were going to say that. So another thing about the witch wavelength, because it corresponds to the book that I've just written about the elements, earth, air, fire and water, and how we tune into those elements. Yeah. First of all, externally with the natural elements around us, and that in turn helps us to tune into those elements within us.
Yes.
And I learned so much from writing that book, and I kind of experienced all the elements as I was writing about them. Is there a particular element that you feel
absolutely
closer to than any of the others?
Absolutely. It's interesting because I'm a Taurus, so I'm supposed to be close to the ground, and I do feel very grounded a lot of the time. But obviously, my element is water, and sailing, anything, put me on the water, and I'm just in a different space. That's
so what does water do to you? How does it influence you? How does its magic work on you?
this is a thing, you know, I've been sailing since I was a kid, but I've learned even in these past 4 years again that even being in the shower, I receive lots of messages from my spirit guides. Actually being in water, I can shamanic journey in water much easier than I can just you know, just on the sofa or something. But yeah, being in water, on water, around water, it's my home. It's where my heart is supposed to be, and I know that I'm being guided to do lots more in and on water. So
yeah, because I suppose our emotions are our vibrational energy, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're the energy that we give out. And water is, I mean, we're kind of 75% water anyway.
Yeah.
And so that would be probably why you feel so. I must admit though that I had a bath a few weeks ago now, and it was one of the first
birthday.
Pardon?
Was it your birthday?
My birthday or birthday? My birthday.
It's an old joke.
Yeah, okay. Over my head. Thank God. But yeah, I was in the bath and I actually was listening to a meditation because I don't normally, I'm just in and out of the bath. I don't soak in the bath. I just get in there and do what I've got to do and get out again. But that particular night I had the candles on, I had the music on, and it was a guided meditation, and I was really transported.
Yes.
You know, and I tried to think what's different. And I had to, you know, think that it was the water.
Oh, absolutely.
It was the water.
I spent hours, and I'd never used to have a bath. I always showered, and literally it was 5 minutes in and out. Whereas now I will spend sort of 2-3 hours in the bath. It's a thing for me to do. It's not just, you know, to get clean or wash your hair or something. It's a ritual.
It's a ritual, yeah.
And I always have Himalayan salt rocks in the bath. I have my candles, my incense, and I'll have my meditation music. I live alone, so I can have my meditation music just playing throughout my house.
Yeah,
and,
lovely.
And yeah, you hear, you completely relax, but you also you'll hear any messages. When I get in the bath, I'll say, Spirit, you know, if there's anything that I need to hear, please.
I'm open. I'm receptive.
Send it.
Yeah.
And,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Now I know that, you know, when you first became aware of spirit, that higher power, that consciousness within, without you, it was a sort of, you were on the edge. It was a transformational period of your life, wasn't it? So
it was the biggest tower ever.
yeah, and it came crashing down, didn't it? So tell us a little bit about that. So because that really is your portal to your spiritual journey, to the magical path.
Absolutely,
wasn't it, really?
Absolutely.
So tell us how.
And it's it's also a little bit interesting because I did used to be known as Holy Joe as a kid, and I'm one day I will ask my mum why when the time's right. But so I was open, and I think what happened, I lost my nana when I was about 7, and also I suffered sexual abuse at that age, and I think it completely shut me off.
Right.
And yes, this massive huge tower moment 4 years ago, I literally was at my wit's end, you know, almost at the end, and just clinging on to not finishing myself off, basically. Spirit didn't want me to go down that road, and just suddenly I found myself completely alone. I did have some friends and stuff and a few family members, but not very many. But I was living on my boat, and I was in the right place, because it was like I was being reborn. Even the boat was like the womb.
Yeah.
And I was having to relearn everything. I was having to see who I truly was, what my behaviour had been in the past, why I'd ended up in the place I was at, and it was the beginning of a very, very interesting, on all sorts of levels, exciting, also obviously very emotional, emotionally draining.
You must have been wide open.
Oh, totally.
And that has its pros and cons, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I just, you know, basically, you know, I lost my family, I lost the people dearest to me, and so I would I wanted to do everything that I possibly could that was in my power. But what it led me to understand was that actually I'd lost touch with myself.
Yeah.
And that is our biggest journey ever, going from ego to heart.
Of course.
And so, yeah, it's not about what's on the outside, because the outside is a reflection of what's on the inside. And I've learnt some very, very hard lessons. And bit by bit, pieces of my life are starting to return, but ultimately I've got myself in a really balanced place generally. Yeah, we all have bad days.
Well, you've had, I mean, although to some people 4 years doesn't sound like a long time, but 4 years of total immersion in that kind of introspective self-healing.
Yeah.
You get plenty done, don't you, in that time?
Oh, absolutely.
I imagine.
It's been like doing a master's in spirituality and in my own self. Of course. Understanding of self. And yeah, it's opened so many doors for me that I never 4 years ago I never would imagine that I would be sitting in a treehouse talking to you, Sheena, you know. And I you know,
for your sins.
We spoke earlier about how, you know, when we did our Facebook Live a couple of years ago, how I turned up with a dead pheasant in a bag.
You did, yeah.
And it's like all these things, they're just so natural to me now. Whereas before I would have been like, oh, that's a bit weird. But
it's the wavelength, isn't it? It's
absolutely.
Like the wavelength, because we resonate with like-minded souls, kindred spirits, you know.
Absolutely. It really doesn't matter what path you want to follow, as long as you are being true to yourself.
Yeah.
And as long as well as you are completely accepting of everyone else's choices and beliefs, because there's no wrong. There's no wrong or right. It's all about following what we want, and actually, you know, being very interested or understanding of other people's paths. It's letting go of judgment. It's letting go of all those low vibrational things.
And how do you feel after sort of coming out of that? I mean, it's a never-ending journey, isn't it? The spiritual journey.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about coming out of this? It's almost as if you, like you say, you felt as if you've been reborn. That whole an initiation process for you. That I think we kind of drift in and we weave in and out of those threads in our lives at different times. But obviously this was a big one for you, because this was kind of like you were catapulted onto that spiritual path.
Yeah. And
you haven't deviated from it. And as a result of that, you have changed.
Oh, totally.
Haven't you?
Oh, totally. We're all changing, aren't we?
So it's the effect of, because magic is all about change. Basically, you know, and I was asked the other week, you know, what do you think magic is? And I thought, oh God, this big question, you know, and because it's forever changing for me. I mean, it's a living thing. I think we've spoken about it before, haven't we?
Yeah.
But change is really basically what magic is. It's a transformation from one state into another, whether it's our own states or whether it's another form of energy.
Magic,
you know,
in a way as well, is, I feel, it's karma, isn't it? Yeah, because every single thought of ours is creating magic, which many people in this world call karma, and
or bad luck, depending on your point of view.
Good luck, exactly. Yeah. But this is the thing: when we can understand that we have control over everything in our own life, that we attract, we manifest according to what thoughts, words, and actions we are holding at that time. That's empowering. Instead of, you know, going, oh God, that always happens to me, which is the victim mode, and actually saying, okay, I've manifested this situation again. What is it trying to teach me? And so yes, it's magic, it's karma. It doesn't really matter what word you use. And there are plenty of scientists out there who will can sit with scientists and come back to this same place. The magical wavelength, the witch wavelength, basically is actions and consequences. And yes, it's lovely that when we can actually use all these rituals and these ceremonies to create the life that we want, and walk in peace and joy, being our own unique selves, which I think is, you know, really important. And teach others to also, you know, come from that place, from their heart space, rather than feeling like we're banging our head against the wall every day, because the walls are always of our own making. That's magic too.
Of course.
We make the walls with magic.
Yes. Yeah. We are creating consciously and unconsciously all the time, aren't we? My next question would be to you then. You talked about other people helping others.
Yep.
And I know now that you've gone through this kind of big initiation sort of process. You kind of come out of the other side of it with lots of things that you want to share with others, and you are doing this. How are you doing it? What are the tools that you've picked up along the way you're now using?
Picked up all sorts of things, and I just love it, and it whatever inspires me on the day. But in my general day-to-day life, I use tarot and oracle cards. I do readings.
Right.
I'm an intuitive reader. I'm not sort of a trained tarot reader as such, but yeah, I really resonate with the light seers tarot, and I use other oracles, including yours. Within my readings, I use lots of decks, but that's my base deck. And I do life coaching sessions now. But as with anybody, you know, you will find, and I find it often, that you attract people and they attract you when you need them, when you need their words, when you need their wisdom. And
they need yours.
Yeah, I mean, I was just literally in Sainsbury's this morning, and the girl on the till, and I'd put my leaflets in my bag for the first time ever. I never take my leaflets out with me. And chatting away with her, and I actually even said that I'm a spiritual life coach, which again, I never have done that at the till. And suddenly she's telling me about her dreams and how a grandmother and a grandfather in her dreams. And suddenly I could just feel myself go completely cold, and I just knew that one of them was there. Yeah. And one of them wants to talk to her. So I gave her a leaflet, and she said she's going to, you know.
Excellent.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's
you're a walking advert.
But we all are.
Well, of course we are.
We
attract
here.
what we are, don't
exactly.
We attract what we are.
We attract what we are. We attract what we need. And I think, you know, should I speak about this Great Awakening, or are you going to ask me that question?
Great Awakening.
Well, there's a massive awakening going on right now, and I think there's so many people like me that have just been put on this fast track, and people like you that have been doing this for years. You may find as well that you're feeling like you're being fast tracked. I
feel so excited, most of the time,
because this is happening now.
Yeah, it's a real lesson for me in balance. Yes, I think, because yes, I do feel like I'm opening up, and you know, we are ascending as spiritually, opening up to more light. Yes, you know, and it's wonderful, but it can be a bit scary as well for some people. People that don't understand what's happening to them. What would you say to somebody who was experiencing the effects of, you know, an awakening as such, for want of a better word? Yeah. What would you say to them if they were feeling a bit wobbly?
I would say go find somebody to talk to. Yeah, there was so, and this is why we're all being pushed, you know, to get out there and actually help. It's because we're needed now. There are so many people that need people like us now. And you know, pop into your local Crystal Shack in Malden, or anywhere,
Crystal
Shack. See the lovely Teresa, or if you're drawn to, get a reading. You know, get a reading, book a life coaching session. You know, this is the thing, because there's nothing weird. No, it might feel weird, but
what can a reading do for somebody? What do you say to people that a reading can help?
Well, my types of readings, because there's obviously mediumship readings, and I'm not in that space particularly, in terms of, you know, saying Auntie Jean has sent you this and that.
No, but
and the
you
other.
felt that.
I feel people.
The lady, the Sainsbury's girl on the till.
Absolutely.
You felt her family close.
Yeah, I feel them.
So,
but I'm not going to be sent. I think there's a lot of people that need proof of the spirit world, and so they go to see mediums and stuff like that, because they want their grandparents to say, oh, you know, I hid a key somewhere, or I did this, or I did that. They want fact, because they can't quite believe it and trust in it. Whereas for me, I know I'm just channeling whatever their relatives, it doesn't matter who it is, I'm channeling whatever they're supposed to hear. And basically it's helping people change their mindset, see things from a different perspective, and remove their own blocks.
Yeah.
And literally, you know, you can see within half an hour someone can change their life just by hearing a few words.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of it.
I absolutely know what you mean. Yeah, totally. Totally.
Yeah. And it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
You know.
So although you might not think or label yourself, and we don't want to get into labels, but as a medium, but you certainly are a mediator, a facilitator of sacred space.
Yeah, a channel. I believe we all are.
Yeah, I think
whether we
know it or not.
Exactly.
We're all instruments for spirit, the spirit world. Yes,
because we are all one.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was my question really. What magic do you offer to others? So it's readings, it's life coaching sessions. What can somebody expect in a life coaching session?
A lot of love and support, no judgment, a free, safe space, so, you know, lovely people to just be able to speak as they feel. And
so you do this in a group session or privately in groups?
At the minute I'm doing group sessions in my home on Thursday evenings, which have been going extremely well. I offer these types of things privately if people want to get their own groups together. But yeah, I do feel like I'm on the edge of the next step is there, but Spirit hasn't quite sent me the opportunity yet. Because I'd like to speak to bigger audiences. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, certainly I think, you know, things are opening up more now.
Oh, absolutely.
Events are happening, you know, much more often. And I think next year is going to be hopefully back to some kind of normality, but certainly I think
what's normal?
Well, yeah, let's not even get.
This is the thing. It's always, isn't it, about finding your own high vibration and be able to stay there, no matter what is going on outside of you.
Yes. Yeah. Even if you're sitting in a traffic jam, you know, I am calm in the middle of this traffic jam.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
it's
teaching you, it's teaching you patience.
Yeah.
Everything is sent to teach us something.
Yeah, we're thinking alike.
Yeah.
So okay, that's brilliant. So where can people find you?
They can find me on Facebook, Instagram. Good Karma is my Facebook page. And I'm in the Crystal Shack on Wednesdays generally.
One thing, because it would be remiss of me not to, before you go, can you pick a card for me, please?
Oh, of course.
Or can I pick a card?
Absolutely.
And you divine it for me?
Absolutely. So, have a go at this tea.
Okay. So this is the Druid Craft Tarot, which is one of my favourite decks. Have you got this?
No, I've not seen them, I don't think.
Do you mind working with a different deck?
No, I don't. And I don't. This is the thing as well. I don't have an issue about people using any of my decks. I don't cleanse my decks. I don't cleanse my crystals. But that's okay. Lots of people do, and that's okay too. That's the thing. We all have different ways of doing things. Yeah. And nobody is wrong or right. No. It's all do what you want.
Okay.
Do what you need.
Just pick one, shall I?
Go for it then. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for one. Let's see what it says. What's that? The Knight of...
Oh, it's the Six of Wands.
Six of Wands.
Six of Wands. One of my favourite cards.
Mm.
One of my favourite cards.
So this is about you leading, isn't it?
Is it?
I feel. You see, I'm an intuitive reader. I'm not going to read you the Six of Wands. I'm reading this picture right now.
Yeah, you're tuning into the symbolism.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of green around you. You know, so there's a lot of heart chakra, self-love. But yeah, you're a leader. You're in red, and you're leading these people that need to learn self-love. Okay, and in fact, it's probably a card for both of us.
It normally always is.
Yeah, and yes, you've got the. In fact, that's a kind of an eagle or a vulture, isn't it? And you had that as your little icon on your laptop. I noticed. So
it's a hawk.
A hawk. And yeah, somebody liked my hawk picture on my Facebook page today, which was posted months ago, and I know that's a message. I think there was a hawk or an eagle as your icon.
Oh yes, eagle, yeah.
And there's a hawk right there. And so, yeah, it's about being able to rise up and see things from different perspectives.
Yeah.
And to
Expanded
lead and guide. Yes.
Yeah.
And to do it very gently. Yeah. There's no rush. It's total patience here. You know, all the things that you're doing, all of the, you know, your books, your tarot work, all the things that you're doing, because you put loads of stuff out there too. It's just, you know, you're just sitting there very calmly and happily following your guidance and leading more people than you can imagine.
Yeah, well, like you, I'd like to get out to a wider audience with my writing.
Yeah,
you know, and funnily enough, today I started outlining my next book, because I finished my current book last week. That's currently with the editor, waiting for that to come back. Still have to publish that, but I outlined the next book today, and I'm really excited. I told you earlier, I'm really excited about it.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah. So yeah, and I can see that how that sort of aligns with you as well, because you've obviously got your followers, particularly on social media. You know, you've worked hard over the last 4 years, haven't you?
Yeah.
Just showing up and being there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what people want. I think more than anything is they want consistency.
Oh, and people just need so much support. And and of course, you know, I needed so much support. That's why I was guided to start the page in the first place. Because I needed to value myself. I needed self-esteem. I needed all sorts of things that I didn't have, and now I'm helping others.
You're ready to give others that same support, which is beautiful, which is lovely, Sharon.
Yeah.
So people can find you on your page, Good Karma.
Good Karma on Facebook. I've just dabbled onto TikTok because I'm my partner.
How are you getting on with that?
Actually, not bad.
Okay.
Not bad, but going back to the water theme, you see, I know that this is me. This is, you know, Sharon, Good Karma, and all this this lovely spiritual guidance and help and support. But my partner and I, we've been on a twin flame journey, which has been quite up and down. It's another subject that I can teach. Twin flame journey doesn't have to be completely up and down. It depends on your approach, your mindset to it. I see that now with hindsight. So yeah, if anyone
wisdom of hindsight.
Yeah, if anyone has any sort of relationship issues, twin flame stuff, I'm your girl. But yes, so we're ready. We're focusing. The twin flame journey is all about inner union first. And then it's understanding that you're supposed to be sharing your life with somebody else. And so we've both reached inner union, and now we've managed to reach sacred union as a couple. And yeah, my partner is also the water is her happy space, her magical place. And we have both got individual dreams, not one person's dream. This is so important, of traveling around the world, sailing around the world. And so yeah, we're starting up. It'll probably, I would imagine, really start taking off next year. Two Girls Afloat, we are on Instagram, yeah. And and we're on Two Girls Afloat is on TikTok. It's not me doing it, it's my partner. And I think the Facebook page will come. So yeah, again,
as a result,
and
over time.
Yeah.
So this is going out on YouTube. So obviously I'll put all those links in the show notes underneath.
Yes.
And do check Sharon out. If you're in Essex, if you're in the Malden area, go and see Sharon. She does her tarot readings there pretty regularly, don't
Crystal Shack every Wednesday.
Crystal Shack.
Yeah, and then do private readings like you at home. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
So brilliant. So yeah, do get in touch with Sharon, everybody, if you feel that resonance, if you feel that kind of vibrational match.
Absolutely.
Because that is what it's all about.
Oh, absolutely.
That is what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Really.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what we call ourselves, or anything else, but if it's all about how you feel. If you resonate with somebody and you feel that you are drawn to that person, that's your own intuition, that's your own self spiritual compass that's saying to you, this is the direction you need to travel in.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Sharon, it's been lovely having you. Thank you very
Always
much.
lovely talking to you.
And listen, we've had a lovely pot of tea while we're in here, but I have
Oh yeah.
cooked some biscuits, vegan biscuits.
I also follow plant-based lifestyle.
Yes.
So I saw someone asking the question actually recently, what's the difference between vegan and plant-based?
Okay.
And I just said that incorrectly, because plant-based is about what we eat.
Right.
Living a vegan lifestyle means that we try to harm no animals in our life as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, you know, if anything new I buy, I will try my hardest to find something that has the vegan sign on it. You know, otherwise I'll buy secondhand clothes and shoes and stuff like that. Even going, you know, it's not just my food, it's my, you know, it's all the products that I use in my home, my cleaning products, everything. Even cars and things now, they're going to have vegan cars within the next couple of years. And yeah, for me, this is all just so exciting because, you know, what is the phrase that the witches say? Harm to none. So mote it be, harm to none.
Definitely.
And yeah, this is vegan.
Well,
so
these will not harm you.
Oh,
they are vegan biscuits made by my very own hands.
Awesome.
So try one, see what you
I'm
think.
going for it. Absolutely. Yum. That's lovely. It tastes of banana.
Do you think?
And the cranberries.
No, I can't.
Really good.
Anyway, we're going to continue our chat from the Treehouse, but thank you for tuning in, everybody, and take lots of care and lots of love from Sharon and I. And see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Sunrise another day, wind blowing freely, spirits of the east I call to you, come and be near me, breathing through a tangled web, all the knots are in your head, in every single breath you said, come and be near me, going up and coming down, spin the circle round and round, going up and coming down, spin the circle